Hey everyone, it's Dave here, and today we're going to talk about how to heal and recover quickly from a collarbone injury, also known as a clavicle injury. And the reason why I'm qualified to talk to you is because I've broken my collarbones 3 times. There's one guy right there, and I've broken this one twice. This one I broke in high school football by getting hit really hard by a kid not much bigger than me, which isn't saying much because I was 120 pounds. And this one I broke riding a bike off of a set of stairs, and then 8 weeks later, I broke it again boxing. This is what a collarbone is. So for those of you that don't know what a clavicle or a collarbone is, it's the one highlighted right here in green. Let's check it out. This is an example of a collarbone break right here. Take a look at that, pretty gnarly. So first off, let's talk about the number one most important thing for you. You probably just wanna listen to your doctor. That's obviously what I'm going to say first. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on the internet. So the first thing you want to do is ask a lot of questions for your doctor. What can I do? What can I not do? They're probably going to give you a sling, and or if you get plates and surgery, that's a completely different thing. So I'm not going to give you advice on what an outpatient surgery experience is going to be. But what I will tell you is that there are some things you have control over that you're going to want to take control over in order to get a good result. And if you're a mountain biker, it's kind of like a badge of honor to have a collarbone break. So, welcome to the club. Let's talk about it. So again, number one is listen to your doctor, do what they say. Number two is let it heal. Number two is let it heal. When I say let it heal, what I mean is you need to actually get the specific date and actions that you need to perform in order to let this collarbone heal. Now, there's something really interesting I want to share with you about how bones heal. And we'll start with the idea of how does a bone heal? Well, how does a bone heal? A bone heals because of 2 things. One, it's in a natural state, like you're walking around on it. The bone is not broken. It's always in a state of rebuilding and taking away the old. So there are these things called osteoblasts and osteoclasts. And these 2 things actually respond to charges in the bone. So when you are walking or when you are doing any kind of force or applying any kind of pressure to the bone, what actually happens is the bone becomes negatively charged when we increase pressure to it. So very, very, very high level overview, but what happens is there are osteoblasts and osteoclasts, and they are cells inside of your body that are really cool. They just float around and they're like little Pac-Mans eating away at the old bone and coming in and building new bone constantly. It's amazing. Now that's in a normal situation where you're riding, you're walking, and your bone isn't broken. The other way that bones like to heal themselves is when you actually have a trauma. So what happens when the bone breaks, the first thing that happens is there's swelling that happens around the break area immediately. And what happens is we get a lot of pain, and the pain might not set in right away. The most important thing we can do is understand from our doctor what type of fracture we have. If we have a simple fracture in the middle of the bone, I believe that's like the most chill type of break that you can have. I had a simple fracture here, not a huge deal. The issue was though, they asked me to move it, and I wish I hadn't. So in the office, they're like, can you move it? I'm like, I should have been like, no, I can't move it. It hurts too bad. But I was 14 years old and I was like, let me see. And I did this, and all of a sudden I hear this pow. And what had happened is the bone went from being broken like this, where the teeth were holding on like this, to here. The bone had shifted, it hurt a lot. And now I had a significantly less sizable interface with which to heal on. The reason why this is important is because if you have a simple fracture, like let's say that it breaks here, if you have a simple fracture and the entire bone is like this, then you have probably a little bit of an easier recovery because the interface at which the bone needs to build a new structure on is pretty simple. It's like just wrap around here, says the bone. Whenever there is a trauma to the bone where there's a break, we immediately get healing, we immediately get swelling, and we get the things that we need to start rebuilding this bone. Now, the first thing that the bone does is that it gathers it builds basically a scab, for lack of a better term, around the break, and it starts creating a place where it can start pumping in healing elements like new bone, all that kind of stuff. So the most important thing for us to do, since this is a natural process that our body does automatically, is we need to avoid the 3 killers of recovery, and we need to invite 3 things that'll speed up our recovery. And I'm going to cover those now. All right, before we cover the 3 most important things to do and not to do, I wanted to share with you the number one thing that will slow down your recovery, and that is re-breaking the bone. So what happens when you re-break the bone? I've actually done this twice. 2 out of the 3 times that I had a collarbone break, I re-broke the bone. It's really annoying. It doubles your time to recovery. It's really painful. It turns 8 weeks into 16 or whatever your time is. So what I did the first time I re-broke the bone was I broke the bone, went to the doctor. They're like, yeah, 8 weeks, just chill, use the cast. So what do? I wait 8 weeks, and to the day of 8 weeks, I get into a boxing match with my buddy. And of course, instead of just, letting him hit me in the face, I aim for his head, I throw a big hook, and he punches me right here, and crack, and I just fall to the ground. I'm like, I did it again, guys. Got to go to the emergency room. So the most important thing you can do, like I said at the beginning, is give yourself time to heal. And you need to realize, if you are not a professional athlete with an entire team of specialists getting you back to sport as quickly as possible, then you need to assume that the bone is going to break again until you test it and you have no pain and the doctor clears you. So rather than going and doing things like big drops on your bike, getting into boxing matches with your friends and doing stuff like that, what you need to do is you need to take it easy, go do basic human movements before you go and do things that could have high impact to them, such as falling off of a mountain bike. So again, re-injuring this is the number one risk to recovery. And you have this time where your bone is broken, your bone is broken, your bone is broken, your bone is broken, it's still broken. Okay, now it's better. And that middle zone where it's better, where it maybe doesn't hurt, but you need to take it easy, that's the most risky place to re-break your bone. So you need to avoid crashing, you need to avoid high risk injury, you need to avoid putting yourself in a place where you could totally wreck yourself again during that time. So just do it, avoid it. Let's talk about the 3 things to avoid. Number 1, too much ibuprofen. We need the entire area here to be inflamed. We need it to heal itself. So don't take a bunch of ibuprofen. If you need to take a little bit of Tylenol for the pain, that can help, but an anti-inflammatory can actually slow your healing. Don't take a ton of ibuprofen. Number two is alcohol. Yes, I'm talking about alcohol. Don't drink if you can avoid it. There's no upside to it. I know we got the holidays coming up. If you drink alcohol, it slows your recovery. It will make you sleep worse, and it will make your sleep quality go down, so much so that you will heal slower. Avoid alcohol altogether if you can. And if you have some kind of religious thing where you have to drink alcohol, I'm kidding, just try not to drink very much of it to where your liver needs a week to get over it. Number 3 is tobacco. You need to avoid, if you're taking any kind of tobacco products, even those nicotine toothpicks, I don't care what it is, if it has nicotine in it, if it has tobacco in it, get rid of it. It will absolutely make you recover slowly. One of the main reasons why is because it takes the blood flow out of your capillaries and it just reduces it. You're actually building a whole new network of capillaries around the injury, and you need every bit of help you can get. You just broke your bone in half. Why would you slow things down by, drinking a bunch, doing a bunch of tobacco, etc.? So these are the top 3 things to avoid: ibuprofen, tobacco, alcohol. Get them out of there while you're recovering. Stay completely clean during this process. So the 3 things we need to speed up recovery for a collarbone break is number 1, protein. Number 1 is protein. If you do not eat enough protein is the building blocks of life. You might not be hungry because you're not exercising, right? You're not going out and lifting. Maybe you're not doing the things you would normally do because your collarbone is broken. Appetite goes down. Great, I don't want to eat protein. One of the hardest things you can do is to make sure that you have enough protein. So eat it from live sources like animal protein, eggs, and whey protein are the 3 best. If you can't get them from there, do your best. Number 2 is going to be water. Drinking enough water is incredibly important for recovery. You also want to make sure that you're having about 4 to 6 ounces every hour or 2 just to level things out. If you're thirsty, it's too late. You need to be drinking water before you're thirsty. If you are a relatively hydrated person, you do pretty good with this. One thing you can do is drink 16 ounces of water before you go to bed and 16 ounces of water first thing when you wake up. The reason why this is important and helpful is because you're usually going to go to bed not drinking water because you just finished your day. It's like, whatever. Finish the day with water, start the day with water. We want to be hydrated around those times. And the number 3 thing, which may be the most important one, is to sleep. Again, guys, all these are obvious, but you would be shocked at how many riders I talk to that they don't do any of these things well. They drink, they use some kind of tobacco product or nicotine, they don't drink enough water, and they go out there and they ride really hard and expect to get good performance out of their body. It doesn't work. You guys have to do this. The most important thing out of everything is to sleep. You need to be getting 7.5 to 8 hours of quality sleep a night. No cell phones in the room 1 hour before bedtime. Stay hydrated. Don't eat 3 hours before bedtime. And also, most importantly, just get your sleep. Like, this is not rocket science, guys. It's a human body. It needs to recover. It has its own processes and systems that are miraculous built in. The fact that we're alive right now is amazing. And the fact that you can snap your collarbone in half on an expensive bike that you chose to do, and then your body's like, I'm not mad at you, I'm just gonna heal, it's fine. I think that's pretty incredible. So let's give our bodies a little bit of what it needs. Number 1 is sleep. Make sure we've got that hydration in there and the protein intake, and you should be good. Hopefully this helps. Let me know in the comments below. If you like this, subscribe. More importantly than subscribing though, tell a friend about this channel because we got some really awesome stuff going on here. And we're going to be unlocking the ability for some of you to join our new membership. It is not going to be like anything you've seen before. It's going to be community, coaching, feedback, fitness, all in one. And it's the fastest way to get to your riding goals and transform those in 2024. This is not open right now. We don't even have the waiting list open because we're perfecting the product with a few riders that we're working with right now. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, just share the channel, share the love. Got a lot of more stuff to help people with. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.